Welcome everybody to the second half of the debut Up the Line. Again, I'm Joe Gomez.
I'm Mike Mills.
And here we go. We're going to start with our first game here, which is called Over or Under the Line. Now, first we're going to go with the Browns wins. Let's say over or under 6 wins for the season, Mike.
I've got them going over. I really think if they all the cards fall in line, they can get 7.
Well, I have it under. I just don't think Johnny Football is going to be enough to get them over the hump.
You think they'll get less than 6, or where you got them at? You got them at like 5. I went over and I said 7.
I'm going to be
where's your line?
Generous and say 5. I'm going with 5, but I'll go within the 4 or 5 range. I'm definitely going under the 6.
Definitely under the 6. 4 or 5, you can see 5 being the top.
Yes.
4 being your lowest.
I see 5 as their top out.
That's not too bad. I got one for you. How about the Blake Bortles guy that was drafted 3rd to Jacksonville Jaguars? Do you got him going over or under 9 starts for the season?
Well, I'm going to take the under on this. You know, Chad Henne's my boy because he's from Michigan. So I'm really hoping that he's able to push him back for at least this season. What do you see here?
I think he's going to go over. I think Jacksonville's itching for their answer. They're going to want to rush him in there, see what he's got, just like they did with Gabbert. He might not get in there as quick as Gabbert. I think Gabbert was week 2 or week 3 starter. He'll probably be a little later than that, but I think he gets 10 wins. Or not 10 wins. Definitely not 10 wins. Take that back, rewind it, erase it, throw it in the trash. They won't get 10 wins combined in his first 2 seasons probably. But I could see him getting 10 starts this year and then becoming their full-time starter next year and then them drafting another one the year after.
All right, moving on to the MVP. We have Peyton Manning. Do you think he goes over or under 45 touchdowns for next year?
45 touchdowns is an awful lot of touchdowns. I mean, 50's only been hit a couple times. I'm going to take the over. I'm a Tennessee homer. You know, I love my Vols, and you know there hadn't been too many better than Peyton. He did it last year. They lost Decker, but they added some more stuff. I'll give him the over. I got him at 51.
All right. Well, I'm going to say under on this one. I'm going to go probably closer to 40. I just think it's unrealistic for Payne to replicate a season from last year, and I see the competition being tougher. So I would say around 40.
That's not bad. 40 is still a good year. I'll take it. I'm sure Peyton would too. But we got another one here. How about the Browns? Going back to them, what's your over-under on the amount of head coaches they have this year? Do you think they'll finish with just the one, or do you think they'll have more?
Well, I'm going to be positive on this one. I'm going to say they're just going with the one coach here, and he's going to be able to stick it out at least for this season.
Pushing the line. I foresee 2 coaches. I think somewhere around the midway point, Johnny still will not have started, and I think the ownership's pressure is going to be a little too much, and it could cause for some trouble there in Cleveland.
Let's see that. And we have your boy, Colin Kaepernick here, and the over-under for his 200 yards games at 14. What do you see over-under that?
Well, you know, I'm a Niners fan, so I did watch the Niners last year. I'm going to take the under. I don't think he'll get 14 or more 200-plus yards games passing. Total yards, obviously, he'll eclipse that. But passing, he didn't seem to do too well last year. I believe he had 4. I'll take the under.
Well, obviously, we were going passing here. I should have added that caveat. But, 200 yards is just expected. I would even expect the worst quarterbacks to get 200 yards in games. So we'll go over on this because I see even Chad Henne starting the entire season getting over 200 a game.
That's true. Chad Henne's got a history of that. Kaepernick doesn't, though. But moving on to our next one, we also have this new phenom entering the league, Jadeveon Clowney, for the Houston Texans, the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft. Do you think he'll get over or under 10 sacks? Keeping in mind the rookie record is 14, held by Javon Curse.
I'm going to go over with this. I think Clowney is a great pick, even though his greatest highlight is blowing up a Michigan guy. I see him I see him going over maybe in the 12 to 13 range. Just him with Watt, it's just going to be insane. As long as he stays healthy, definitely over.
Well, you're right. He will get a lot of single coverage on the blocking because JJ will definitely get the majority of the double blocks. And then they have some pretty good linebackers, too. They still have Cushing. They got Brooks Reed, who's a blitzer. He might come into his own. You never know who's going to end up getting the benefits from those 2 guys on the line. I'm going to go under, though. He's a rookie. I'm going to give him just under, though. I'm going to put him somewhere in the 8 or 9 range, just short of that 10.
All right, well, Mike, now it's time to cross the line, and this is going to be our game where we go outside of the realm of just sports and go into celebrity in sports and kind of cross the intersection.
Cross the line, if you
yeah,
will.
there you go, exactly. Now, interesting thing. So Jack Nicholson had a Clippers game. We all know he's a lifelong Lakers fan. What do you think of this?
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I would be willing to bet that he wasn't born in Los Angeles, which already makes him kind of a fair weather from just being a Lakers fan. It's the thing to do if you're the celebrity. The Clippers have stole a lot of that limelight, whether it be for bad publicity recently or good publicity with Lob City. They are an exciting team to watch, and they are way better than the Lakers. So if you're in La La Land and you like winning, it's time to dump the Lakers and join the Clippers.
Well, apparently so. Apparently he's following Frankie Muniz and getting on the Clippers bandwagon here. So we should see how this works out in the future with them.
And speaking of celebrities and sports dealings, have you been keeping up with Drake at all these basketball games? I mean, can you really tell who he's a fan of?
Well, Drake seems to be best friends with literally anybody who's doing well. We've seen him besides LeBron. We've seen him besides Durant. We've seen him riding on Johnny Football's jock. I mean, we just seen everywhere. He says he's mostly a supporter of the Raptors, but who can tell? I mean, he's literally on almost every sideline of every winning team.
Well, the Raptors one I get. He's Canadian, so that makes sense. But what about that lint roller at their playoff game? Do you think that helped the team, or do you think it hurt them because they had some celebrity doing something eccentric on the court?
Well, I definitely think that's a negative. And any man who's carrying around a lint roller is definitely a negative thing. I don't support that at all. If you're going to have to at least play it off and have a woman with you and maybe pull it out of her purse or have her do it. But that's a no-no as far as just being a man.
Yeah, I definitely understand. And to be honest, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a little old. To show my age here. Did not know who Drake was until the playoffs started. Well, let me take that back. Until March Madness started, because I got a little taste of him there in college. But I really couldn't tell you one song he played, so I'm a little lost on that one. But this next guy, I do know him. He was around when I was in high school, which means he's a little old himself. Jay-Z, the owner, well, used to be former owner of the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. But now he's an entrepreneur, he's a sports agent. Have you been keeping up with his social life recently?
Oh, well, yes, everybody knows about the infamous elevator fiasco between him and Beyonce's sister. And you're right, it is the Brooklyn Nets. I have made that mistake. My friend pointed out that I said New Jersey. They are no longer New Jersey. They try to get away from that. But anyways, back to Jay-Z. It's never a good luck to get punked out by the sister of your wife. So, I mean, especially when you're supposed to be like a hardcore rapper.
I mean, but it's Beyonce, right? I mean, you put up with that for that, right? I mean, if you're going to put up with that for anybody, you're going to put up with that for Beyonce.
Well, at least for the next 5 years. They all eventually start to decline in the looks and even with the money and stuff. So we'll see if Jay stays with her throughout the years.
That's pretty sexist, Joe. Jay's a little older.
that was very sexist of me. I definitely apologize.
I like
Beyonce
to apologize
is a beautiful
to Baby
woman.
Jesus for my co-host here. We don't have any problems with old people, whether they be male, female, or its. We don't care.
To make it clear, obviously Beyonce is a very beautiful woman and probably always will be. So
and my co-host would still tap it in 5 years, guarantee you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even probably in 20 to 30 years. I mean, who am I kidding? And I don't believe you never heard of Drake. I know you're a big Degrassi fan, so.
Oh yeah, Neil deGrasse.
Neil deGrasse. No, I don't know who Neil deGrasse is.
Isn't he on SportsCenter? I don't know.
Oh, anyways.
We're gonna go on to our next game here. We got a segment we like to call blurring the lines. I'm gonna give Joe a person and the situation, and he's gonna do his best of improving their reactions. Up first, we have Joe playing as Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson.
Okay, we're going to start this off by going the South Park route and saying all these impersonations are going to be really bad and they're in no way how we think the person speaks, but we're just going to play this out. All right.
That was in the really fast talk. If you rewind it, folks, go back a little bit, listen to it on a really slowed down monitor, you'll hear me say all that really fast. You might not have caught it.
Well, anyways, here's Andre Johnson. Oh, well, the Texans, they don't really have a quarterback here, so I'm not really sure if they're the team for me. I've been playing for him for only like a decade, but you know, I just don't think they're my team anymore. We got to get somebody. I don't even know who our quarterbacks are right now.
Yeah, I heard a police sketch artist tried to get Andre Johnson to draw one of the Texans quarterback, and he had never seen him before, so he didn't know what to tell him. Said it was some white guy. They all look the same to me.
Oh, now we have Mike as Yasiel Puig.
My name's Puig. I bring a lot of excitement to baseball. I did some bad stuff to get over here, but you would too, so drop it. Now I make money. I make you happy. Your wife wants me, and you want to be me. I am Puig.
Well, thank you, Yasiel. I think that perfectly sums up your entire situation over in here. But who we got next, Mike?
Next, you're going to be playing the infamous Donald Sterling.
Ooh, fun. Oh, I'm not really racist. I just don't like to sit near black people or have people I know sit next to black people. Now, I'll date people who might be Mexican or might be black, but as far as like being known to hang out with them, that's not racist to not want to do that, right?
Yeah. That is kind of racist. But you're Donald Sterling, so it's acceptable, Joe. We won't hold that against you.
Is it? Well, I want to say, Adam Silver, you're never getting your money, and if you want your money, you're going to have to come to my house and take it for me, because otherwise you will not get in it.
I do want to apologize about that. Joe was supposed to be impersonating Donald Sterling, and somewhere he switched up to Upgrade with 2 Ds for a double dosage of pimping.
And also, I want to tell the league that I am keeping the Clippers. I don't care what any of you say. That is my team, and you can kiss my ass, and I'm not racist. Asman Naleka, one love.
Yeah. That was some black guy paid off the street to talk like Donald Sterling.
All right.
So now we're going to go on to the 3-point line. We call the 3-point line our prediction line. If you want to know our 2-point shots, they'll be listed on our website. There'll be all our predictions that we agreed on. They're only 2-point shots. They're not worth anything. The 3-point line is where we disagree. And whoever ends up with the most 3-pointers over the other one might have something interesting on the next show for, but stay tuned so you can find out what that might be. Going to the first one, though, Joe, we got the Mets and the Nats where we disagree. Who do you got in the Mets-Nats?
Well, I have the Nationals in this game because I just don't think the Mets are a very good team, and overall the Nationals are just better.
The Mets are not a very good team. You are correct on that, but I've got the Mets going on this one because I think Zach Wheeler, not the Mets, but Zach Wheeler is better than Jordan Zimmerman. Not the Mets better than the Nats. Pitching.
What's the next game that we got, Mike?
The next game we have the Blue Jays and the Rangers. Got a little bit of a toss-up here as well.
Well, I have the Rangers winning here just because the same reason here. I just like the Rangers roster better. I think they're stronger than Blue Jays. Blue Jays have some better players, but I just think the Rangers are better.
Well, I'm not even going to front and lie to you here, Joe. I'm not going to come up with some excuse. I'm just going to say R.A. Dickey is a UT Vol. He's pitching for the Blue Jays against the Rangers in that game. Go Vols.
He does have the knuckler, and that's always tough to play against. What we got next?
The next one would be the Dads and the Rockies.
Well, I definitely got the Rockies on here. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. I mean, they're just a hidden team, and the Padres can't seem to hit anything at all. And to be honest, I could barely tell you who plays for the Padres.
That's a good point, but the Padres have been a little hotter this year than people thought they might be, so I'm going to go with the Padres. And we're going to run down the next 3 pretty quickly here. We got the Dodgers at the D-backs. I've got the D-backs.
I got the Dodgers here.
We got the Pirates and the Yankees in the second part of their doubleheader. I've got the Pirates with Garrett Cole.
I got the Yankees.
And then the finale, the one I know you're waiting for, Joe. We got the Detroit Tigers at the Boston Red Sox in Fenway Park. I got Jake Peavy and the Red Sox winning.
Tigers all the way, baby. They're my team. Every time, Tigers going to win.
Who's pitching tonight?
Oh, who's pitching the night between the Tigers and the Red Sox?
Who you got for the Tigers? Who's pitching? We got 15 seconds, Joe.
I forgot who's pitching.
He's thrown a perfect game for the Marlins before.
Anibal Sanchez.
There you
my
go.
Boy. There we go.
His boy. 30 seconds to remember. Have a good night.